Have you ever noticed or wondered why, for some people, life just comes easier? They have these perfect bodies or perfect families or perfect situation financially with seemingly zero effort. They're just always put together perfectly, it seems. The fact is it's human nature to compare ourselves to others. The problem that we have is we're comparing our weaknesses to their strengths. And when we do that, it makes our own journey to perfection much more daunting and even seem impossible. How can we live up to someone else's level of anything? How can we ever live up to the strengths that someone has when there are weaknesses? The answer is, ding, 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 we can't. The fact is, there is no such thing as perfection when it is referring to a human being. It's our errors and our flaws and our mistakes that make us so unique, that make us individual and who we are. And it makes us that much more beautiful in a way because it countersets our strengths. If we don't have weakness, how can people see our strength? It's time to stop striving for a perfection, as something that's not realistic, that doesn't exist, and start living for the moments that you think to yourself, it just doesn't get any better than this. My problem always is how do you go from being a window watcher and obsessing over others' seemingly constant successes and starting to focus on my own journey, my own personal success? That is really the question. It takes some soul searching. It takes some self-discovery to get to that point. Happiness is not something that you can just wish for. It's something that you have to work for. And sometimes you have to work extremely hard for it. Happiness has so many different interpretations. It's not a unique definition. It's so vast. Everyone's got their own definition of what happiness means to them, and our goal really is to find out what happiness actually means to us. It's much easier said than done to look at your life and count your blessings, but the more you do it, the easier that it becomes and the less your trials occupy your mind. In fact, sometimes they'll leave altogether and you actually begin to live. When your mind isn't consumed by irrational, obsessive, unrealistic expectation, we become numb to reality. We can't deal with reality. We can't live in reality when we've got such high expectations that can never be met. Reality is where life happens, where true happiness lives, and is the only place that you can find your true self and what your purpose on this life is and where your journey is going to take you. Why is reality such a difficult place to visit? That's what I don't get. Why is reality the enemy? Reality should be your home. That's where your life is, your family, your home, your existence is reality. So why are we always running from it? I think once you really begin to accept your reality, you begin your journey to true happiness. Some people may look at this and think to themselves, I've really got to sit down and re-examine some things. There's more to life than what I'm living. Others are just going to be a but person. They'll look at things and read things and listen to things like this and think, yeah, but what about this, or what about this, or what about this? And perhaps those are the people that need these kinds of things the most, the ones that are really just have no idea what is in store for them because they're caught in the butt of everything. Perhaps you're the person that needs to listen to these things the most. Just because you have a dire circumstance and situation sometimes, it doesn't give you an excuse to not deserve a happy life. It doesn't give you an excuse to deny yourself a happy life. You of all people deserve it the most. Don't fear happiness just because sadness is all you know. If you do, you are choosing to live a lackluster life. So the question is now, where do we go from here? Why don't you start doing something better than you did yesterday? Make the choice to face whatever you are dealt with that day. Move on with an attitude of acceptance. Stop reacting inappropriately to your circumstances and start acting towards making them better. If you're ever faced with a scenario where you feel offended, that is your ego. You need to really come back to square one, refocus, and figure out what the actual problem is inside and what's causing that reaction. When you're at a crossroad in life and you've got two paths to cross, you've either got the path of happiness and acceptance, or you've got the sadness and sorrow. Which are you going to choose? If you can apply simple methods on a daily basis to making each day better, choosing to have an accepting attitude and pressing forward once you've hit that acceptance, regardless, you'll have a much better chance of, making some significant progress. Applying these simple methods of making each day better, it'll allow your mental health to grow and mature and become this happy and loving companion that you can rely on all the time. You won't be the type of person that says, no, I can't do that. You'll be, I know I can do that. I will do that, and it will get done. You have all these different scenarios where you commit to things, and deep down, you really know if you're going to complete it or not. What this allows is you to have confidence in yourself, trust yourself that when you make a decision, it's going to get done. No more I can'ts. It's time for the I cans and I wills. When you begin to change your outlook on life and you grasp that you choose if you're going to be happy or not, and you really understand what that means, it'll help you stay more focused. It'll help you stay more committed. And you will become a better version of yourself all around. Your body and your mind and your spirit all will come together. And that's really what happiness is. It's when everything is in alignment. And it's not that difficult to get it that way, as long as you stay focused and really try to work on it. You will reach your full potential. And if you allow yourself to fail and recover, that's how you reach that point. If you can let go of that ego and you can change your attitude, then you can change the world.